Hello. Okay, let's get into it. Hi there, my name is Chris. I started D&D last year in June, so I'm fairly new to the overall experience. However, I'm mainly a forever DM. I grew an interest on random tables, and very easily I got accustomed to using them. However, what I'm going to be using is going to be new. Um, I've seen several recommendations on books that can make you play D&D solo, uh, and I'm trying not to rely on external books besides, well, D&D focused books. I think it breaks the overall purpose because I do have the Mythic Game Master emulator, which is basically what is supposed to be to emulate a game master and only having one player. And I also have Perilous Wilds, which does help in the overall idea, but however you need to use the overall system, that game system, and convert it to D&D for it to work. And the Radion software is annoying me. Okay, what I'm gonna be actually using is gonna be these boyos. Basically all of the D&D supplements, which are quite heavy, and some supplements I found over the overall interwebs called GM's Miscellany. I have the two books for urban dressing, for dungeon dressing if we ever end up in a dungeon, and wilderness dressing for camping and such. As well, to not have like an exploring session only, I do have a book of random quests. You'll be seeing exactly on how this will work eventually. Not to mention a lot of other random tables with the appropriate bookmarks. Books of random tables 1 to 4. So that should cover all of the books I'm gonna be using for the time being. For the tools, well, I'm gonna be mainly using Foundry, which you see in the background, and for a long while we are gonna be looking exactly at, well, this gray background, and I know it's not fun or interesting. I've already created a character, which took me a little bit of time. I used mainly Senator's Guide of Everything and rolled randomly on the overall tables, and I got a ranger. However, I decided to go a little bit outside the books, to say the least. There is the Unearthed Arcana, and I specifically selected a class for ranger that is spellless. Considering on the overall backstory of this character, considering his 19-year-old, well, tiefling, even though the demonic heritage backstories that came in the 5e edition will apply with the magical influence. However, I decided for this one to be a spellless ranger, and chances are I will later on consider, as soon as I will level, to have him as a beastmaster, the most hated class. However, I do consider they are fun. But that's a little bit of more personal preference. As for backstories, like I stated, I did roll on the table, made them in small notation and bullet points, like every DM does, with a shit ton of sticky notes, which are basically everywhere around here right about now. And I tried, to create a comprehensive backstory for him. But the character is called Simon, and let's start with his overall appearance. Years were kind with Simon. He lived a modest life, and the struggle of the common folk did not affect his appearance, probably his eyesight. He's quite tall. The advanced age did capture his overall hair color, now in a silverish white. Does amaze quite a bit of people. Somewhat of a skinny folk, however, traveling to one place of another does that to you. People don't know what attracts more attention, his silver hair or fully formed wings. which from time to time does knock stuff off tables. The main things that stand out of him are the tongue and also the tail being forked. As well, the arms looking a little bit scaled. I've used the Circus Adventurer's Guide, Tieflings, which do have the possibility of flight and also do have fully formed wings. The downside of that, you are missing out on Hellish Rebuke, and your appearance takes a hit, as you can clearly see. In reference with the backstory, our fellow is quite old. He has his life almost lived in, and he's basically reaching the overall end of it. This was 100% rolls, so keep that in mind. I do not have the rolls exactly because I was a damn boss and, well, forgot to note everything. He was born by a human father and a devil mom with two other siblings. He has no. I have no idea what came of them. I was raised by my folk, considering the weird family I do have. I was born in a village where people grew fond of me quite easily, making lots of friends during my childhood. The family home was a modest house on which I still remember the cozy hearth fire. As teenage years come and passed, I had a rebellious stage and decided to stand up against the town master, against his overall tyranny. I was quickly kicked out of town due to my small rebellion, yet I do consider that was my coming of age. I traveled quite a bit, going aimlessly where the road would take me. That way I found a new hobby, tracking curious and wonders. I was insanely good at it, and decided since I'm more capable to track stuff, to have some training with a bow and arrow, forgot that, and became a ranger. Unfortunately, while training, I received word that my father has passed and a small inheritance was provided. I cannot make heads or tails of it, as it was only a mosaic tile. Probably someone will know more. During my training and exploring, I've made friends with a couple of adventurers, quite nice folks, looking forward to meet them again and share stories at a glass of wine. Or heck, even ale, I do miss them. I hope we cross paths again soon. Well, for the latest news, a messenger has located me and provided me an official letter stating the family house was left in disrepair, and it will be demolished. I do wonder who the new town master is, or if I would recognize my old hometown. It's been a while since I was last there. I wonder how is mom. This is the setup I basically was planning to start with the GM's miscellany, since it does require roles, basically to describe an overall town. It's a system neutral edition, so means it will work left and right depending on the TTRPG use. So basically, it will work with D&D, Pathfinder, so far and so forth. However, I feel like it's a little bit aimed to, well, Pathfinder and D&D. Do let me know if you have any questions so far. So I can catch my breath and grab a nice sip of coffee. The overall setup is gonna be a little bit slow since I do have, well, to scroll through books. Oh, there you go. Well, as somewhat familiar to the overall town I'm looking at and trying to, well, firstly, have a place of rest. The traveling time most likely was quite intensive. I will make my way to the tavern to have a nice place of rest. And I do have it at page 9. I do have a descriptive table which does allow me to create, well, a tavern. So in we're gonna go with the overall idea with the emails. So I have to roll a percentile die and see exactly on how it will go. So I'll have to roll it out. First table is going to be a description, and the second one is going to be a creature. Possible options will be saucy serpent, singing giant, so far and so forth. So let's see what we get. And a 1. So my first roll is going to be a 17. Purple. And the second, why did you do that to me? We are at the Purple Eagle location. Okay. And that was my phone. Okay, give me a second. I am trying to locate an appearance or complication. Give me a second. I did inform it's gonna be a little bit slow while I do get acquainted with the overall location. So let's see who will we meet. I do have a d20 to roll, and that's gonna be the Tavern Kip. 13. Artmare Gale. Where are you? Oh, rugged elf, which has very interesting robes with flowers and birds, which are quite colorful. But however, she has quite a light flame. Approaches Simon. What's it gonna be, sweetheart? Well, honey, I'm looking for a place to rest. My family home is gonna be demolished soon, so I'm not sure. Well, is the town master located still in the middle of the town? Yes or no? 20, closer to 20, yes, sorry. Closer to 1, no. And we'll figure that one out. Oh yes, yes sir, it still is there. You can definitely go in the morning, they are open quite early. Are you looking for books or something in particular? No, just want to have a word with the town master. I see. Okay, well, we do have rooms for sale. Let's see how much they are. Okay. For 1 silver and silver coppers. I think that's gonna. Okay, so I had 20 gold. That's gonna be manageable. Okay. I nod. Basically provide her the overall gold, so 1 silver. Does this work? -1? No, it does not. Silver. 26. Oh, come on. I do provide her the overall amount, and I am provided the key. She provides me the direction. Okay, it's gonna be at the 2nd level, first room on your left. Thank you, so kind. However, do you have any food for sale, or just ale and other kind booze? She stays to think a little bit. Well, the kitchen is closed at this moment, but let's see what I can muster for you. She's gonna go in the back and try to look from her overall stash and try to see. Okay, I need to create somewhat of a tavern and have a picture. I'm actually gonna try to create the overall maps in Dungeon Drive later on. Table, chairs, bar. Back room. Second room, probably a long hallway, multiple rooms, but I was provided the only room on the right, first one. Let's see. Does she have any food in the back? I do have some rations, however, I would rather. She looks. Oh, you're actually in luck. We have a very neat meat pie made from the duckling, actually, very recently captured. Will you be interested? But take into account it's on the pricier side. How much is it? She stays and thinks for a bit and decides a rough price, even though it might be as more expensive than the room itself. Is gonna be, well, it's gonna be 2 silver. Considering it's not that fresh, we usually charge 3 silver for this. Simon stays a little and plays with his overall bill. I think I will take it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. He stays and starts slowly slicing the overall pie. Looking at the overall texture of it, it's quite intrinsic to look at. It does look somewhat complicated to do. It does have very weird spiral forms on it. And it doesn't only contain duck, contains multiple other vegetables like tomatoes and cabbage inside of it. And it's quite impressed of the overall taste. Artemir, actually, as in the middle of the meal, does approach Simon. Hey, do you happen to notice as soon as you came into town, a couple of new apprentices getting back? I sent word a couple of days back, and I needed some new tales, and apparently they're missing for the past 2 days. Do you manage to see someone with similar clothing as mine? Did he notice? Closer to his 21? No. 3. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I haven't seen someone, but I am extremely tired. Even if I did, I wasn't paying attention. The young elf lady is does understand the overall new face she sees in town. Actually, makes sense. But can you keep an eye out if you see this specific kind of fella? They do wear a similar clothing. So, Artemir. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to use Foundry to keep up with everything. So. Locate. Apprentices. Our first quest. Ish. As the overall evening comes to pass, the tavern is quite empty. However, this is not the most populated town in here. As the last resort, our fellow, did try to sing a little bit around the tavern. Maybe he will make some of a quick buck trying to provide his skill. Give me a second, I'm looking for something very specific in the Dungeon Master Guide. Types of treasures. Okay. Basically, I'm looking for downtimes. Page 125. I am trying to use as much as I can from the original books as physically possible, so to not stray so much from overall D&D. 94, 125. Okay. At this moment, he's simply gonna pick his loot, and he's gonna try very slowly singing a small tune. I'm gonna try to think of a tune he will sing. Reverse dance. It feels somewhat timeless. This is gonna be played by a hurdy-gurdy, but I would say it's somewhat similar what he will be able to pull on that loot to some extent. I might be copyright. I do apologize on that. But do enjoy. He got somewhat lucky with He got somewhat lucky with the overall song session he had. He made 18 copper pieces very quickly, and he realizes that he managed to basically cut costs quite a bit, which is kind of impressive at this moment. However, as the night basically slowly moves forward to midnight, please ignore the time, I'm not using it as of right now, since I do not know what day it is. Um, as the night slowly starts to become midnight, um, his eyes are going harder and heavier and heavier. He slowly goes to sleep. Um, he's not very comfortable with the overall bed, since he, for the past days, he was somewhat accustomed to sleep in the forest. So at this time, he had somewhat of a rough sleep. So I'm gonna provide him somewhat of a penalty in the next following day if he's not gonna be able to properly rest. And I'm gonna use a wisdom saving throw. Let me write that down. He's gonna have an exhaustion point, even though he sleeps in a bed. He's an old guy, so resting for him is gonna be troublesome. Older people do sleep less than regular adults. Does does the city have a dock? It is a dock city apparently. Let's see. 1D100. How do the docks look like in this city? 96, quite big docks. Okay. The docks are somewhat huge, and posts topped with magical lights illuminate the docks at night. This does ring some memory to our fellow Simon. He remember as a child, he was trying to steal one of these shards that provide the overall light. Are there any ships docked? One. There is. The salty bird is slowly bubbling on the seawater up and down, being docked just recently. And okay, and the overall seamen are trying to very slowly get uh, get the overall cargo out of the ship and putting it on the dock. Let's see appearance. 93. Um, randomly, four somewhere on the lower dock, quite in a distance, four watchmen march down the dock, dragging a badly beaten prisoner with them. Simon says, okay, so it does seem that the tyranny aspect of this town hasn't changed much. So, let's see, 1d10. Why am I at the docks? Let's roll. Am I looking for someone in particular? Do I need passage out for the time being, or I'm at the docks for any different reason? I'm an old guy. I'm in town. I want to see why is my house being demolished. Secondly, I do have my mosaic tile, and I'm trying to figure out what's with it. Why was this provided as well, inheritance to me? I'm very confused about it, or at least trying to find information. However, considering I'm traveling, I like traveling from town to town, looking for wonder. I might look for a ship to get out of town as soon as possible. And I have no idea how. the overall interaction with the town master is gonna go by. So 14. Who is at the docks? Which I'm able to. Oh, sorry, that was supposed to be a D10. So 9. Buckley Wetfoot greets me. Where are you, Buckley? A small halfling meets me. He's a hooded figure, and he has a bushy brown hair with a loose white shirt and thick black belt. He seems to be pacing left and right. However, he greets Simon. I agree. Simon does greet him back. I'm gonna ask, what's wrong, fellow? I'm looking for a ship. Are you, by any chance, captain, or are able to provide me sail in the following day? Actually, I'm just a lowly sailor. I do make my home, well, roughly in every port, and trying to get every girl in town, but that's that's a little bit of a troublesome. I did manage to have an extended family at this point. Okay. I'm gonna very simply ask, why are you in town? Well, so one of these girls, her father sent word for me. Apparently, they set up a marriage for me with them. But the problem is, I don't want to be tied to one place and one place only. If we can help each other, I'm gonna be able to, well, provide you passage in the salty over there. So let me biography, journal. This is gonna feel so easily. Bucky, wet foot, not foot. Halfling. Wait, look. Who that fella? Okay. He wants us to, well, break a marriage. Actually, a set marriage. Set up. Okay. Now I'm gonna be like, well, Bucky, I'm more than happy to help with this request. My knowledge of this kind of scenarios is quite vast. Is he lying? I'm simply gonna go with the deception roll, because I would say he is. Not 20. This goes quite far. I've had my fair share of set up marriages in my age. I look like this for a reason, and basically trying to provide his somewhat elegant presence compared to him. He has a very clean-cut beard. The glasses are in pristine condition. He's trying to have the best appearance he could have for his age. Hello there. I'm playing D&D, somewhat of a solo campaign with multiple dressings, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's very slowly. Give me a second. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky and a bit slow. I do apologize about that, since I'm basically grabbing information from actual books, and it can be a little bit timely. And it's somewhat of a blind playthrough, since I do not know these books. They just arrived the past weeks, and I'm trying my best. Okay, so why was I at the docks? Was I heading towards the town master? Towards the 20, yes, towards the one I know. Uh, Criticals are applying, so let's, if I ever gonna get one of those, we'll see. I'm not heading towards the town master. I'm looking, I'm going to my old home. How does it look like? My old home was a small cottage, modest one. It had everything it needed. However, based on the backstory, it's been a while since I was home, and the cottage was left in a state of disrepair. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Not business. Okay. Dungeon dressing, no. Well, wilderness dressing feels more like it, since it can provide multiple states of a building. I need 20. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna have to roll. Let's see exactly what we find. 17. Apparently, my house is currently looking in a horrible state. Does this steam bed runs past? Sorry. Does this steam bed runs past an ancient but still sturdy-looking wooden stone mill? Apparently, it was a mill. Only cobwebs and ivy call the empty interior home. I've been out for a while from the town. Do I see anything in the house which brings back memories? Let's look. What will this apply? Book of random tables. Let's see what random tables we can find here. It does seem to have a wine cellar, page 21. Almost a ruin, I managed to find a door that leads to the basement, and I'm trying to pry it open. Um, let's see if I'm actually able to pry it open. Athletics, DC, I would say a 15. I'm not a very strong base character, but I am proficient, so let's hope for the best. I do try to pry it open. However, corrosion of time did. Hello, inflatable cat. Um, the corrosion of time did leave the overall structure basically unmoving, and I'm trying. I'm trying my best with the overall hands I have. However, I do remember very quickly that I do have a crowbar with me, and I'm gonna try my best and trying to pry it open with that, as well as the C15 for the crowbar. Does that work directly? Advantage to strength checks. No, it does not. Okay, gonna try again with advantage. I'm gonna try to put the overall crowbar that I managed to grab between the nooks and crannies of the cellar door and try to pry it open, but just a little. However, the overall wine cellar door is too heavy, and I'm gonna try. I will have to try other variants to pry it open for the time being. Welcome to the stream. Long time no see, by the way. Okay, so what am I doing? My house is in a state of disrepair. Would Simon ever consider of repairing it? I would say this is an unlikely kind of scenario. Um, so, um, will he try to look for his sibling? I feel like this is a more likely kind of. The family home did not provide anything useful. So, we're gonna need to try to figure out a couple of names for my siblings. And this is where Perilous Wilds comes into play. So, Finnish names or Indonesian names or Hungarian or Yoruba. You know, 1d4, so to keep the randomness. 2, it's gonna be based on Yoruba. I'm gonna have 2 of these. The siblings are male or female? 1 for male, 2 for female. And I'm gonna be 2d2. 1 male, 1 female. Okay. Brother, first brother, what's your name? And first sister, what's your name? Let's see what we get. So we got 96. The brother's name is gonna be Zaki. Zaki, and thank you. I hope you are well as well, considering the dire times we currently live in. 96 and 90. Ijide. Ijide. Okay, persons of interest. Let's update that. Locations of interest, quests, no. Zaki. For those who don't know, I'm basically playing D&D by myself, and I am creating the overall world on how is it like. As I go, I have no idea, I have nothing prepped. This is why it's going a little bit slower, and basically you're exploring as I am exploring them. From my perception of things, let me open another paint. This is the overall tavern. I would say this is going to be the overall entrance. This is the overall bar. This is somewhat of a back room. This most likely is going to be filled with tables, a close set of stairs, and this is a long hallway with probably rooms to the left or right. Now I'm going to open another paint because I am going to try to actually create the maps for the location. The tavern might not be needed since I'm not going to be around, but the town, I think it makes sense. So the overall town, I would say I entered from the south because it makes more location if a river is going to pass through it. My first location outside the tavern was what I visited was the docks. So the tavern, I would say it's around here, with the road leading towards the docks and somewhere inside the city. This is gonna be fun to create in Incarnate. So the tavern is here. My house, going inside the house, I would say it's old. The city has expanded. I'm 90 years old. That was my family house. So it's, I would say, 150 years old. I would say it will most likely be closer to the center of the town than to the outskirts of it, based on the overall time that has passed. I'm trying to use the overall logic of the overall settlements and try to consider how much a town can expand. And considering this is a poor town, because it does have docks and magical posts for that, and what quite established one, so I'm trying to figure out its economy. I would say it does have a little bit of everything. It does have a town master, probably a huge market square, multiple taverns. I just basically picked the first one I saw and the closest one to the entrance because old dude tired tries to travel. Okay, so my next destination is gonna be the town master's hall. I would say this is gonna be a little bit down. Town masters usually towards the center of town. Probably a market square here. What else it could be? Blacksmith around here. Is there a forest to the left or not? Let's see. Okay. Firstly, gonna roll for a random region. So how is the region called where I live at? So I need 1d12 first. A 2. So adjective and terrain. And 2d100. 23 and a 12. So adjective. Okay. Dead 12. Downs. Okay, locations of interest. Region. That sounds very foreboding. However, this town is ruled by a tyrannical figure, so you never know. Okay, let's look for a city name. Okay, live to tell the tale. I'm not interested in this. Okay, prior to actually setting up the name, I'm trying to figure out what type of town it is. It's a big town, we established that much, but where is it? Like, is it at the crossroads, or has what feature that defines it? Why is it built? So, 12. Apparently it started being built around a military outpost, and the area simply expanded left and right. Since it was close to a river, the strategic position of the town made sense. Okay, I need a new journal entry. Down. To be named. Old military outpost. The strategic location of the fort did provide opportunities in trading, making the city booming. Okay, second problem. Let's see its overall economy. Does it have everything we need? An 8. Okay, So it has a control over an exotic good of service. What would you say that this overall town will have an abundance for? It's close by a river, mm, a military fort. Well, it's an exotic resource, so it's not something that it easily found uh, all across the land. So let's think a bit. Okay, so has control all over an exotic resource. Okay. Um, discovery. No, not here. Sorry. What will be that resource? Okay, I'm gonna go with the types of resource. It's gonna be a mineral resource like gold, silver, gems, so far and so forth. Food resource, exotic. I would say something that doesn't grow that easily, like corn does, or that's gonna be number two. Food resource, services resource. One of the best blacksmiths, tailors, hostels, brothels. I will be able to easily identify. So we have goods, we have services. How about military force? So I'm gonna use D4. Two services, two goods, and based on that, I will be able to easily identify it. So at 3, it does have some of the best. It's an ex-military post. They would most likely have good gear. So leather workers uh, would make sense. What other guard services? Mercenaries are also a possibility. So 2. Um, Weapons. This will apply to the leather workings, blacksmiths, wood carvers create bows and arrows. What else? What else? Mercenary. Considering it all started with fort, I will likely gonna say this is the only city in the area that can provide a very strong military force if you have the right price. That makes it automatically unlawful kind of a region. Since if you have the money, you can basically get away. You can literally get away with anything. So, now going back a little bit to the town names. So, okay. Steading. 1D100. I'm gonna use the Tamagiri Empire. 34. What do we get? Or finish. Mustakota. Okay, it translates to Black Hut. Um, why did he get this name? At some point in time, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the keep was set on fire. However, the overall stones of the small keep that is in the middle of town are somewhat resistant to fire. However, all of them got a black tint, something similar to the black church in Brasov. Uh, it does provide a grayish black tint, and that's how it overall got the name set. It's currently known as Black Hut, so Mustakota. Okay, I'm gonna have a small break, so I can gather a little bit my thoughts. We do have a town and a little bit of a setup, and I'm gonna be shortly, like 5 to 10 minutes from now. I hope you do enjoy so far, and I hope you are having fun. I definitely am. Oh, okay, sorry about the overall extended hold time. I did try, like prior to leaving, to roll to flesh out a little bit of the town. However, something happened, and you'll see exactly how, and it does link with one of the quote-unquote quests we do have available. As you can clearly see, I did roll a 40. Um, as I'm heading towards the tavern, I'm basically inquiring about my brother and sister. Hello, flying crocodile. I am here where? Hello, hello. As I'm heading back towards the overall taverns, I did manage to see a blonde. Oh, yes, I am. Uh, welcome. I did manage to see a bloodstained robe lies on the ground, and everyone is taking care to walk away from it. So everyone is trying to do rough corners left and right to it. However, I'm actually considering would Simon would be interested in trying to take the robe and try to check with the friendly Tavern keep and see if well, the robe seemed familiar to her. Okay. This is gonna be my second roll. I found this on alleyway, which is 10 feet cobblestone. Even during the midday, the overall lighting for it is somewhat dim. High walls block the most of the sun. Okay. Let's see the name of it. 97. We are on Wolf's End. That's an interesting name. So I would say I would take the closest route towards the tavern, and this goes between multiple houses. However, them being quite big, and the amount of books I have on my desk right now, it's quite insane. This one is called Wolf's End, and my typing will suck. Basically, I'm making memos to try to create a map. Let's see what happens here. While I'm making my way back towards the tavern, I did eventually thought of the overall lady at the tavern. She seemed a little bit worried about her apprentices. However, she most likely seemed worried about the new tales. Didn't I? Oh shit! I hate when it does that. Break up. Oh, okay. I do not need to forget since the overall quest will go left and right. Port passage on a ship. Links request. I need to make sure. It's on on the overall pathway. In the distance, we're gonna have our first combat encounter. So let's create a scene. Create a new scene. This is gonna be interesting to locate what I need. There you go. Okay. At the end of the alleyway, Simon did notice. Okay, here goes. Did notice a few shadows that hide in the darkness of a rarely traveled alley, looking to snuff the light out from the leaving. Actually, let me roll a 1d6 because that's gonna be the number. Only one. A shadow staying in the corner, basically stapled to a wall. He's trying to slowly take the life force from all humans. Let's see if our Simon fellow did manage to see them. I did set a DC 10 for him, and he was able to locate it very quickly. He's gonna prepare very quickly his longbow and decides to fire a direct shot at him. Let me put him in combat tracker. This shadow did not try to be stealthy or anything. He basically needed life sustenance. Let's see how this goes. First shot. It's gonna be with a surprise shot. 18.5. Okay, let's open the shadow stats. Let's see how this goes. Very quickly, that's a lie. Very quickly, seeing this overall encounter, passerby tries to run away, and he was very quickly captured by this shadow, and his life is slowly taken away from him. However, this was an attack of 19, and he did a 7 damage. This arrow hit the wall with a boom sound, and it hit exactly in the middle of the shadow. This specific shadow fell a little bit inconvenienced by the overall damage, since it does have some resistance and very slowly tries to take the life of the living being it's currently in its hand. And Morphos at this moment is currently in full sunlight. It's very early morning. Let me actually start the time. It's very early morning, and unpause. I would say it's even earlier than that, but 12 a.m. is enough. He went to the dock, then to his house. I would say 4 hours has passed. This is quite of a big town. He's gonna try to shadow drain a commoner that was well, an unfortunate passerby. Not much of HP either. So let's see. It's gonna be with disadvantage though. Okay, so you got an 18 and a 23, so the 18. The overall 18 takes the full life, leaving the commoner dead. Simply gonna. And considering the overall arrow hit, the focus of the shadow has very quickly changed towards Simers. A couple of bluish glowing marbles are focused on Simer, so no. Skip. Okay. Simer very quickly attempts to retreat a little bit further down and cocks another arrow and tries to aim at the overall creature. However, he very quickly realizes that the arrows he fires are quite inefficient. He takes... At this moment, Simon tries to aim at the shadow's legs and try to fix it in a spot. With a very successful hit, I might add. It goes through the overall shadow. However, the shadow basically breaks when the arrow hits and tries to move towards our overall character. Takes an additional 4 damage. Okay, so how much can you move? 40 feet, so it's gonna be 80 feet. The shadow is gonna try to do a dash action and try to cover the overall terrain against Simer. So 80 feet. I might miss it because I'm looking at a couple of things at the same time. Simer, seeing very quickly that the gap between himself and the shadow has come closer and closer, he's trying to stay in the sunlight as possible. He noticed that when the creature attacked, the overall light made it a little bit quicker, and he tries to get a better position, basically sitting down and trying to fire another arrow towards the shadow. Which again successfully hits for an additional 4 damage. At the same time, he realizes he might be in grave danger. And this is somewhat of a strong creature. He encountered during his lifetime multiple creatures, living and unliving, and usually 3 arrows would be more than suffice to knock them all down. He started to shout from all of his lungs, asking for help left and right for whomever might hear him. I'm gonna say this is gonna be like a persuasion kind of role. He's shouting, trying to convince people to come to his aid, so it's most likely persuasion. Let's see if he's successful. As he shouts, "Hey, help, help!" Uh, Something in the distance did respond. "Stay right there, we're coming." However, uh, as you might know, an overall combat round is 6 seconds. It's gonna be a while until help will come Simer's way. However, the creature will try to directly be on top of him. So it starts to very slowly wiggle on the ground and make its way at the uttermost fastest speed. At this moment, Simer, all things considered, is trying to think what he's able to do. He's gonna try to use a couple of pythons to literally set the shadow in place and put them both in its legs and stick them into the ground. I would say this is more of a strength check, like a regular, or athletics. Regular strength. And it's a contested one as well, since the shadow will try to move as well, as quickly as it can, and try to follow him. With that -2 might not be much. Yeah. The shadow, while tries to dodge a little bit out of the way, makes the overall hit a little bit worse. The overall pythons do get embedded very easily in both of the shadow's legs, holding it in place. Simer will try to move very quickly away. However, at that moment, he will definitely will take an attack of an opportunity, and that's bad. That's very bad. As soon as he tries to move away, the overall creature does manage to grab him, and a hit in the back of his head renders him unconscious. Okay, this is gonna be it for the time being with this overall scene. This did not end well for Simon. He's currently unconscious, however, help is on the way. What will that be? So I roll d20. And that's 1d100, sorry. 8. Where are you? A huge as Simon's eyes very slowly are closing, he managed to see a huge brutish orc with a couple of hand axes um, coming his way. He seems roughly the same age as Simon. However, considering the overall orc's structure, he is basically looking to die in battle. A large fellow with thinning hair who wears a yellow and red kilt. This is a very interesting appearance from Simon's perspective. However, he passes out, and a few hours will pass. Where does he wake up? This is gonna be an interesting table. Random tables, let's see. So I got 15 location. So I need to roll a 1d15, which is gonna be interesting. 1d1, 5, 11. So so 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. There's cat. Okay, so, and I open another book. He very quickly, as soon as Simon comes by, this huge creature, uh, he is aware of works, but he never saw one which was wearing a red kilt. So his overall appearance made him chuckle. However, he's an old fellow, and uh, as soon as he tries to wake up, he realizes that his head hurts quite a bit. He's not looking very well. He got a little bit battered. And let me create a character sheet for him. Generate NPCs. He's gonna be a half orc. I'm pretty sure these are classes. He's a barbarian. He's not female, he's male. Traits irrelevant. Profession irrelevant. That's also irrelevant. Also irrelevant. Okay, let's generate. What do we have here? I would say he is 90. Actually, let me do a 1d20 plus 60. 1d20 plus 60. I feel that's more of an appropriate age. So he's actually 61. He is past his overall second age. However, 61. That's an interesting profession. Very quickly, as he came by, the orc greets him. Hey, friend. What are you doing, Wolf's End? That's a notorious place. Simon tries to come by, and he looks around, very quickly realizing he's in a hunter's camp, somewhat outside town even. He very quickly fixes his eyes on a huge canvas with the overall region that's stuck on the wall. The overall cabin is quite rugged. He's trying to get a grips and try to figure where he is. Yes, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. People call me Big Green. That's why I roll for a name. My name is Rodbalm Loat. But Big Green, it's understandable for pronunciation issues. As you can see, I can barely pronounce my own name. Simon looks back at the huge imposing creature that is looming above him. He's like, understandable. Where are we? Well, I couldn't leave you hanging in the middle of the town, being unconscious. people might, well, rob you, yeah, stuff like that. However, you're fine right now, and that's all that matters. I quickly disposed of that shadow that uh, was around you. So, cheers to that. And he has a jug uh, filled with wine. On the other wall, somewhere in the distance, you managed to see a small desk with some papers. Some skin pelts are stuck to the walls for them to dry out, and at the bottom of the desk, you're able to see multiple empty wine bottles, most likely purchased from the town. Simon very quickly inquired, "So, where were we?" "Well, we're like 5 minutes out of time. Thank God you're. Thank God you're not that heavy to carry left and right, and that was helpful. Uh, so I brought you here to recover. No need to thank me." Simon says, "Well, for at least your help, please let me offer you 1 gold for your troubles, so you have a little bit of something to put on the table. And I see you're a connoisseur of wines," and points at the bottles beneath the desk. Uh, let's see if he is able to convince to give him money. It's gonna be a persuasion challenge. No, friend, no, friend. That's not gonna be needed. You seem new in town now. I do not want to impose or anything. Just did my good deed of the day, sort to say. Um, he very quickly starts to like putting his fingers between the. So, but if you do uh, wanna help, well, I'm trying to locate some fellows that are prowling the alleys at night and and I am trying to pick a challenging fight with them. So if you are able to see any thugs, if you send word my way, that's gonna be the best reward you can provide me. So you're gonna be called Big Green. Mm, interested in thugs in alleyways. Very specific. Simon looks a bit confused at um, the overall request he received. Are you looking for a fight? Why just not simply start Tavern brawls? Well, during my youth, I did that. However, it gets very boring very quickly since everybody fights everyone, and I only get to fight 2, 3 people at most. So something a little bit of a challenge and with some training behind them, that will be most helpful. Well, no, that was the reason I was actually surfing the alleyway, which is funny enough. So thank God for that. Simon gives a small chuckle. Yeah, indeed. Thank God for that. Um, Big Green, can you actually tell me the way back towards town? It's quite big. So we have confirmation, considering the overall location. There is a hunting lodge, and in steppes and meadows and somewhat hunting is not really an option. So I would say there is somewhat of a forest-like biome nearby. So going back to paint, is it outside the river? Actually, let me go this one. North 1, east 2, south 3, 4, west. So it's east. It's on the other side of the river. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do like these so I know they're forest. Okay, so we can safely also assume this moment, considering the overall cavern, and I was carried from the eastern part of the city to the uppermost western part of the, sorry, the western part of the city to the uppermost eastern part of the area. There is most likely a bridge. Even though this guy was able to carry me, I don't see him swim. So we have docks. So these are the docks area, and right after the docks area, since most likely large ships will not go that way, there is a bridge that connects the west shore to the east shore. Okay. How far is it? So it's roughly 4 p.m. Okay. Okay. For the time being, I'm gonna have another short break and try to figure out where I'm gonna take this. The last insight of Simon, he was trying to look for his sister and brother. However, he encountered the shadows while trying to get back to the tavern to inquire and also provide the robe. Let me add that to the inventory before I forget, because I'm a very forgetful nature. Okay, this is gonna be new loot, the title. Bloodstained ropes. On Tavern. Okay. I also do have icons. I've taken this from Neverwinter Nights 2 and 1. There are mods which have this icon separated from the game. As well, there are some custom ones. I was looking at WoW ones, however, I'm not sure if I should use those, since those do provide some insight into WoW and that don't really seem to work with the overall set. However, Forgotten Realms with D&D do work just as intended. Okay, I'm gonna take another short 10-minute break, and in the meantime, I'm gonna also try to locate a robe icon. Can be any robe icon. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure there are. However, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you do enjoy and have fun, because I definitely do. And see you in a couple of moments. Hello guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about if the whole time was extended again. I do apologize. Okay, living where, starting where we left off. We were last at the hunter's cabin, somewhere to the eastern part of the map. Let me open up the pane. Overall location, it's somewhat eastern of the town, and I'm gonna try to make my way, trying to avoid alleyways this time. I'm gonna make my way back towards the docks and slowly making my way towards the tavern. Most likely, it's gonna take a little bit of time to reach there. Standing in chat with our fellow orc we just meet, called Big Green. We're gonna try to slowly make our way back to the overall tavern. Okay. So, let's see if we encounter anything. We slowly make our way towards the bridge, heading towards the docks, and let's see if we encounter anything. Okay, I'm almost gonna drop this cola glass. Let's not hope it's gonna happen that. So we got 32. Let's see what's 32. A patrol of 4 watchmen surrounding an official of sorts try to push people out of the press, push the press out of the way. So a lot of people were congregating to one location trying to get some information about something that's happening. Will Simer decide to, well, if the curiosity will get the better of him? The higher the yes, the lower the no. I would say this is something. He is curious of what's going on. He's gonna simply, hey, what's with the overall congregation? Well, one of the passerbys, let's see. One of the passers-by attempts to inform him. Well, there was a recent tornado to the south that revealed some ancient ruins. The ruins appear to be part of his family, so we're trying to check onto them. Why were they hidden? Why isn't he tells anything? That's mainly the overall word around town, and nobody wants to go there to investigate. Let's up to the journal. Possible. Sorry. Ruin south revealed by tornado. Linked to an official. Summer stays to think a little bit. That seems like a point of interest at some point. However, this might be something that I need to visit some other time. I need to have a word with the town master. However, I'm not sure exactly when that's gonna be. Let me actually head towards the tavern to meet the tavern keeper. As soon as I do open okay, as soon as I do open the door to the tavern, the elvish lady Artemare, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that name ever, is being interrogated by a couple of city watchmen. Apparently, multiple bloodstained robes have appeared around town, and I'm actually in possession of one. How would he be engaging? Considering the overall backstory, would Simon engage, like, the town guard? I would say a no. No, but considering this circumstance, I will basically go for a history check. In the overall idea, if it's a high number, it's gonna be a no. Um, the history with the overall town left him a sour taste, and he might not engage in the overall tavern, the tavern city watch. So let's go with an intelligent history. Hired, no. No. He's gonna go a little bit to the right and get his place at the tavern, at one of the tavern's table. It's gonna be, hey wench, whenever you can, will you be able to speak with me? Since I would also need 4 to 9 lodging, if that's gonna be okay. Uh, the elfish lady looks back at Simon and says, "Just a moment," um, and refers to the city watch. As you can see, I am starting to have clientele. If that will be all, can you, well, let me be for the time being, since I do not have any more information that you do. I wasn't even aware that bloodstain robes have appeared. Do you happen to have one that you can show them to me to scry them? No, ma'am. We're not gonna be able to provide you that. That's evidence, and we aren't sure if you're not a suspect for the time being. Have a good day. And the watchmen make themselves out of the tower. Uh, I'm gonna be. Hey, I heard you're interested in one of the ropes. I actually managed to find one as well on Wolf Scent. Oh, you did? May I have it? Oh, would Simon give it away? Again, high, no, low, yes. No, but I'm gonna be able to let you look at it. I'm trying to grab manage to get as much information as I can. You can have it at the coast. Oh, that's never gonna be a problem. I was wanting to provide you a reward as well. Oh God. Where is the Dungeon Master's Guide? Too many books. Okay. Look for your trouble. Oh God, what's with this roll? I'm able to provide you lodging for tonight, as well a meal. We created quite a bit of extra uh, pork stew tonight, and we're gonna be able to provide you a dish as well, so you don't have to pay anything. And as well for your trouble, however, I'm willing to buy it for you, from you. However, my budget at the time is not quite huge. I'm able to provide you 19 copper pieces. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna use his. So it's gonna be 2 persuasion. First is gonna be Gale's, second is gonna be Simer's. He's gonna accept the overall reward, like the place to sleep at the tavern, and as well the food. Not to mention the gold. It sort of makes sense. He's gonna take the overall copper pieces and gonna provide the overall rope. So that's gonna be 40 copper. Huh. Very quickly he's gonna be like, I'm starting to have quite a bit of these. You'll be able to change them into 1 gold piece. She's gonna go in the back and try to look to see if she has any gold coins lying around. Let's see. She's gonna be like, she's gonna try to save those coins against an insight. Okay. She's gonna try. Well, I only have this this gold coin, and I'm trying to save it. However, I'm considering the overall trouble you went through and getting me this rope. I will be able to change the overall goal. So back to that's gonna be 4 silver. It's gonna be 1 gold, 27. Okay. Simon, seeing the evening very slowly starts to creep in, he is gonna enjoy the overall stew and get himself ready for the following morning. But with that, we're gonna end this overall episode. I really do hope you enjoy, and I thank you so much for your time. And hopefully, I will see you in the next episode. I'm gonna try to stream them somewhat regularly, at 8 p.m. my time during weekdays. I'm gonna try to, considering tomorrow is technically my Easter and I'm not doing anything, and I'm also off from work. I'm gonna try to do a small stream with episode 2. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoy and also had fun, because that's the most important part. Cause I definitely did. I know it was a little bit sketchy, not sketchy, slow. However, it is better to not know what you're getting yourself into, since it adds to the overall mystery, and events can escalate, including that overall shadow encounter. That being said, once again, thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'll see you in the next episode. Toodles!